Okay guys, hi, it's Debbie. Talk Pretty Things, Create Pretty Things. How are you doing? I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to do a quick little video. It's going to be so quick, but I think you're going to love it. We are going to put some words on this cute little apron. This is a cute apron I got, and all we're going to do is ink some words on it. I'm going to use this Yes Chef transfer. Can't you imagine being in a kitchen with a famous chef and all you have to say is, yes, chef, every time a command is issued? Well, this can also be used for you if you're the chef as a reminder for other people to bow down to you and do your bidding. So yes, chef, I think it's a great transfer and it reminds me of all the cooking channels. Okay, since we're using ink, since we're using fabric, we need to use ink. Since we're using ink, we need a barrier to go underneath our design. So this is an ink mat that I cut down to a different size, but I did put one in the shopping cart. If you want to know what's in the shopping cart, go ahead and comment the word apron today. A-P-R-O-N, and check your messenger. I'm going to flip this over just because I think I'll get a better placement for this. Let's see, yes, chef. Okay, let's see. So I want it up above the pocket. I want it up so it draws attention. I may want it up a little bit more than where I have it. Yes, chef. I do want to make sure it's straight. So let's finagle it around just a little bit. And this ink manager does not really need to be straight. But I find that if I just kind of square things up all the way around, I do better as far as not going astray along my journey. Hey guys, if you're watching, give it a heart, give this video a heart, and share it with your friends so that they can watch. I'd love to have more company while I chalk and ink and create pretty things. Okay, I've got my ink mat under. Now, once again, it's sticky and it goes underneath to hold your fabric taut. You can actually work some wrinkles out with it. And it also protects your surface below. Our transfers, peel them off the backer. Keep this. Now, since we're going on fabric, we do not need to fuzz this. It will come up pretty easily. We don't have to worry about stretching the fabric. I just want to eyeball this and make sure it's straight. Press down all around the silk screen to make sure there's no little air pockets or pathways for the ink to pass through. Now here's where I need your help. I've kind of gotten out some of these inks. Now I've got like a light denim apron. Should I use the Couture Teal? This is Dream Car ink, which was a color of the month, and it's amazing, nice and bright. Should I use Couture Coral? Oh, I think that's pretty nice. Or this one's, the same as that one. I was going to say it's a little brighter, but obviously it's not. It's the same. Or should I use Pucker, which was another color of the month ink? It's a bright yellow with some sparkle. Which color do you think I should use? Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick so that I can see your comments. Okay. Let's move that. Okay, I'm watching your comments. What color do you think I should use? Once again, our choices are Pucker, which is a yellow, Couture Coral, which is kind of a light orange, Teal, Couture Teal, which is a pretty blue aqua, or Dream Car, which is a beautiful pink. Okay, so I want to draw attention. So this would draw attention for sure, but I think it's a little off. You guys giving me any ideas? No ideas, okay. I think I'm gonna go with the Couture Coral, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do that. I think all the colors were beautiful, but we're going to go with the Couture Coral ink. I'm going to go ahead and get my squeegee. This is a small squeegee. It is kind of one of our larger squeegees. I'm just going to dip in the ink. Now, when you're using ink, it's permanent. Don't get it on your clothes. Don't put it next to anything that you don't want to have ink on it. And to get a crisp design, you really want to go one way on the fabric if you can, and you just kind of want to go as cleanly and neatly as you can. Make sure that you've got all those edges covered. Now up here at the top, I'm not sure how much I got at the top, and I definitely want that to be covered. Okay, so I think I've got it all covered. I'm gonna go ahead and smooth out my lines right now and make my ink application a little bit thinner so it'll dry quicker. So I'm just gonna go over this with my squeegee. Anything that I remove, I can put back in the jar. We're not wasting. Then I'm gonna cap my lid up. And this is about it, guys. We've got a few more steps, but this is about the longest it's gonna take. Now, you do wanna peel this up carefully because you don't wanna get any ink on anything else. So I'm gonna start with a corner. I'm gonna make sure my hands are clean. Start with the corner. And as I peel it, I'm gonna take a peek at what's underneath and see if it's clean, if I missed anything. Oh, I think that was a good color choice, guys. I'm gonna set this aside right here carefully. I'm gonna show you how to clean this transfer. Just stick it down to your counter, get some water. This can be tap water. I go over it once with a paper towel. And then I get my board eraser, which is in water, and I squeeze out the water. It's just a sponge. And I go over it to make sure that I get all that ink out of the silk screen. The silk screen is where the ink goes through. These are reusable. You want to make sure they're clean, that the paste or ink that you used on a prior activity does not dry in the silk screen so that you can reuse these. Reuse them. I'm going to dry it real quick by going over the silk screen. Clean up my under counter, my surface. Dry off the top. And it's clean. You can see through it again. Clean. It's very clean. I'm just going to go ahead and replace it back onto the backer sheet because that protects the sticky. Helps in the reusability. Sometimes I like to get a towel or a paper towel and go over it one more time just to kind of dry it up. And then I will put it back in its plastic wrapper that it came in to store it. Okay? So now we have our design. I'm going to go ahead and take off the ink mat because I'm going to dry this a little bit. We're going to go ahead and heat set this right now. I'm going to remove this carefully. If there's any ink on there, you can wipe it with a disinfectant wipe. I'll lay this down. I haven't gotten any messes on it yet. And I'm going to take a heat tool of some type. This is just like a heat drying tool. We have our own, but I think that this one's a little warmer, which may not work as good. Let's see. Well, I'm going to go ahead and use this one. And I just want to dry this so that it will not pick up when I iron it. To make this design permanent, you need to heat set it. Once you heat set it, you can wash it and dry it without it peeling, flaking, cracking, or washing off or fading. So I'm kind of lifting this up. I think this jar is a little warm for drying things directly on my surface. So while I like that it heats things really well and dries them quickly, I'm just going to lift it up so I can dry it. Yeah, this one's quite a bit warmer than my other one. This is my other one. This is the one that I sell on my website, the Chocateur one. And I love it because it doesn't get as hot, but it is a little louder. So if I'm drying on a live, I feel like it kind of blurs out some of my noise, my voice. It does blow more air. It's cooler. I feel like it kind of takes a little bit longer. And actually, this feels dry. And that was really quick. I don't know if it's because I used the hotter dryer or I put less on here. I feel like this one isn't going to melt my surface down below. And notice I did take that ink mat out before I started heating this because it will melt. So my ink mat, this is dry. We're going to heat set that in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and get a disinfecting wipe. And I'm going to wipe down my ink mat. Since ink is so permanent, I like to make sure that it's clean for next time. So if I put something down on it next time, it's not going to pick it up on my new fabric. So I'm just going to wipe it down. I really don't think anything went through. But what the heck? Yeah, it didn't pick up anything. But let this dry. Put the clear wrapper back on it so that it can protect it. And now we're going to heat set. I'm going to heat set. I've got a Cricut Easy Press. I'm going to heat it up to 305 degrees. And I'm going to heat set it for 30 seconds on each side. And if you don't have a heat press, a Cricut heat press, a Cricut Easy Press, you can use a regular household iron, but heat it to like a medium-high heat without any water. You don't want any steam. And you're going to have to move it around as you go and circle it for about 4 minutes on each side. Whereas with the Cricut Easy Press, it's only 30 seconds. I've got a piece of parchment paper. I've reused this many times. As long as it's still clean, I'm going to keep reusing it. That way it's just always here. And it seems to be something I'm always missing when I go to heat press. So if I just keep one piece here, I know it's good to go. My heat press is at 295, so I'm waiting just a second or two. It's at 300 for it to heat up. 305, here we go. So I've got it set for 30 seconds. This press is big enough to cover my whole design. If it's not, you're gonna move it around and let it cover. You may have to do a couple different 30-second sessions with it. But this design's small enough to be covered by my heat press. I have been tempted to buy the larger Cricut Easy Press because it was on sale and I didn't get it. And also it's a little bigger, so if I have a bigger design, it'd be easier for me. But I haven't pulled the trigger on that yet. But I do like these Easy Presses a lot. Okay, so notice my paper did not stick. It did not pull anything up, so it was completely dry. I'm going to go ahead and put it down and iron the opposite side, the inside, the reverse side for 30 seconds. See how quick this is? We're done. After this, we are done. All I have to do is rinse one squeegee in my board eraser and throw my transfer back in its little bag. And this is the bag it came in. And I'm just going to put it in here. I usually just kind of roll them up a little bit and move them in. And voila, it's ready to go. I'll seal the bottom. I'm going to turn off my Easy Press. I always put the tabs inside, the sticky tabs inside, just so I can find them again. But I do close them up when I store them because I don't want them to fall out. Okay, so let's see what we have. This is our apron. What do you think? Yes, chef. I think it's great. I love it. Let's see. This is one of the aprons that kind of goes around like this. I've never had this style, but I think I'm going to like it. I did put an apron. It's not the same apron in the shopping cart from Amazon, and it is a little different style, but it is a denim one. And you can choose your ink colors, change them around. I don't even know what color ink I put in there, but change it around according to what you're going to use. But I think this is adorable. Please give it a heart if you love it. Share it with someone who loves to craft or needs a gift idea or something to keep their hands busy. Share it, give it a heart, follow my page, and I'll be back on again tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.